Hello everyone. Today we're making a no-bake cheesecake dessert. I'm making a double batch today, so everything that you see, I'm doubling for the purpose of making it for the church luncheon. And so let's get started. I would recommend making your own pie filling, but because I'm making so much of this today, I just purchased this stuff here, and it turns out to be pretty good. Also, we have our Philadelphia cream cheese for our cheesecake base. Did I say bake? What's that, honey? My wife's asking me a question. What's that? You think I'm a stupid head and I have no friends? What? Oh, you do think I have at least one friend. Okay. All right, so let's get back to what we were doing. We have Philadelphia cream cheese. We want it at room temperature. We have some vanilla extract, powdered sugar, some pecan sandies, some pecans, a little bit of cornstarch, and some heavy whipping cream. I have over here, these are the pecans. I have over here my assortment of measuring cups. And I bought these online. They come with lids. And they're perfect for desserts and fruit cups and stuff. See, they don't have a hole in them, so they're not really a drinking cup. But they're perfect individual size. I don't like making a big bowl of food for people to dig in and out of. I like making individual sizes, so that way you never know whose hands are touching what. In case you're wondering, if you see this, this has nothing to do with the recipe. This is my cup of coffee that I'm enjoying while I'm making this. So let's get started. Now the pecan sandies, what we're going to use them for is we're going to put a little bit in the base, kind of like a little granola with some pecan pieces, or pecans, depending on what part of the country you're from. And then we'll use a little bit of the crumbles to put on top for fun. So let's keep doing that until we get it nice and broken up. There we go. We have our pecan sandies all broken up. You could do the same with the pieces, except they're small enough as they are. But if you wanted to break them up more, you could do the same thing as I did with the cookies. Okay, let's go to our next step. We're going to blend our cream cheese with 1 teaspoon of vanilla. If you're using a single batch, I'm doing a double, so it'll be 2 teaspoons. And you want to put in 1 cup of powdered sugar. Again, double batch, I'm doing 2 cups of powdered sugar. So let's get to blending. Look at this. You see that? I paid $5 for this thing at a yard sale or at a discount store. It's been the best blender I've ever owned. Always make sure that when you're doing stuff like this that you use a larger bowl than you need. I see so many people online mixing and folding things into these little bowls, and it drives me crazy. Use a big bowl. Okay, that's looking pretty well blended. Let's set this aside for now. In a separate bowl, I am going to mix the heavy whipping cream with a little bit of cornstarch. In this case, a single batch of cornstarch is a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to be using a full teaspoon. Okay, we're going to be putting in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream for our double batch. And now we're adding our half a teaspoon of cornstarch, in this case, a whole teaspoon. Hey, that sounds like a church bell, and I'm making this for church. At this point, we want to take our heavy whipping cream and fold it into our mixture of cream cheese. This takes a few minutes to do to make sure that it's creamy and fluffy, but take your time and be patient with it. We want to start now by filling up our individual cups. Now what I like to do is, you can put graham crackers or whatever at the bottom. I personally like to put a little bit of pecans and then some pecan sandies. Then, to make it sweet, I put in a little bit of the ground up pecan sandies, about a teaspoon or so, right along with the pecans. Makes a great, like a little granola at the bottom. You can mix whatever kind of things that you want. Almonds, walnut, and I have lots of walnuts too, so I should be putting some of those in here. And I think I'm going to do that. I just talked myself into putting some walnuts in there. So be patient. These walnuts are not crunched up, so I'll just put a couple, 1 or 2 in each one. I do not have a fancy baking bag, so I'm using a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to cut off the tip of it, and then I'll squeeze out my mixture right into my little bowl. It does not have to go in there neatly because we're going to put the pie filling, and we want the pie filling to kind of swirl around the mixture. I think they call that a pipe bag. I don't know, I'm not a fancy chef, so I'm using, like I said, a Ziploc bag. These cups that I'm using are 9-ounce cups. You can use 4-ounce cups if you want to make them smaller, or 10 to 12-ounce cups if you want to make them larger. A 9-ounce cup seems to fit well for me. A double batch appears to have made 16 or about 16 of these desserts. So now I'm going to add my pie filling on top, and then we'll refrigerate. I have some blueberries here. Now these things are going to have a lid on them, so don't overfill them. Now, doesn't that all look good? Cherries and blueberries and strawberries. So we'll let that settle in for a minute, and then we'll put the caps on. Ready to go into the refrigerator and to cool down. Doesn't that look good? Again, these types of lids do not have holes in them. They're not drinking cups, and by them not having a hole in them, your dessert doesn't squeeze out the top. I bought these online. I think they were like 18 bucks for 100 of them. Okay, so I'm about to say, what's that, honey? You think I'm ugly and I have no friends? Oh, you do believe I have at least one friend? Okay, well, I'm good with that. All right, thank you for watching and enjoy. Bye-bye.